a.m. That notwithstanding, on Monday I'll bring you the super mega special edition of Focus Sports here live from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. bringing you the very latest of headlines making waves in Ghana, Nigeria, West Africa, Africa, and the world in entirety. You can also contribute to the success of the show with your messages via WhatsApp, Instagram, any social media handle. Just mention it. It's live here on VNTV. My name. Champions Germany take onto the field for the first time this year, or better still, for the first time in this year's World Cup, and they'll be playing against quite a regular fixture in the World Cup. That's Mexico this afternoon. So on this particular note, let me welcome you to this match discussion between Germany and then Mexico. Like I've always done throughout the start of the World Cup from Thursday up to this date, it has been by the support of William Miracle. William, once again, now welcome into the show.
Thank you very much. And I just wanted to say something. Today is Father's Day, and then I just want to wish all responsible fathers out there a happy Father's Day.
No, that is my bane. When it's Mother's Day, no one asks responsible mothers. But when it's Father's Day, everyone wants to attach an adjective to the name Father's Day. I don't get it.
I've been thinking, like, how come most of the fathers do die early, much more than the mothers? It's not just for something just like that, but it seems like most of the fathers do not take up the responsibility. So on this note, I would just wish Mr. Vincent Toby, the CEO of V Nation Group of Companies, the man who has made us possible to just be analyzing and makes this place look very fantastic and very nice to us. So on this day, I'm wishing Mr. Vincent Toby, wherever he is, a very
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, and then I wish him all the best in it. Like, he's been a very good man, and then he's a very decent man. And then also for all the workers out there at V Nation TV, they've been very wonderful.
Okay, let me snatch this opportunity and also wish my dad, Mr. Enestego, a wonderful happy Father's Day. Not forgetting the man who has made this possible, the man who puts food on our table, casting a person of Mr. Vincent Toby, who is also a father as well. And not forgetting the man also making sure that we are live on Facebook. Mr. Farouk Niayi is also there. And our cameraman, Godswill Ibi, absolutely a wonderful person. And not forgetting the entire V Nation Group of company workers, especially the men who have been making these things very possible. Not forgetting that every single father out there, I will not attach any responsible father. If you are a father, so far as you've given birth, you are qualified to be a father. But don't forget that there are responsibilities that you are supposed to take. So on this particular note, make sure that if you have not been doing that, go back to your responsibilities, go back to your duties, and make sure that you take care of your own, because everything lies on you. You are the head of the family. Make sure that you are taking care of your family. So enough of that, and let's review yesterday's match. Nigeria, we had our hopes supporting, and we thought that they would have raised the African flag very high, but they disappointed everyone. They lost by 2-0. Now, what were your impressions about the game at the end of 90 minutes?
For me, I think that after the other games that we saw so far, most of the African teams have not given us the kind of expectation, the kind of win that we needed. So all expectation was on Nigeria. At least that they will give us the kind of the win we needed. But we never saw that kind of win. And then they were playing, and then it seemed like they were not playing for anything. I think that they are nicknamed the
Super Eagles. No, yesterday I felt that they were not Eagles, they were chickens. Because in terms of play, in terms of the thrust, moving forward, getting incisive passes and giving the striker in the person of Odion Igalo or better still Kelenichi Iheanacho, the balls were not getting to them. So attacking-wise, Nigeria were dead. They were not giving anything prominent on the field of play. In terms of the midfield connection, nothing. It's absolutely zero. Yeah. The antenna was not up there to get the link very right. And then for me, I think that Genotro will be in huge trouble, because if you are losing against a side cast in a mode of Nigeria against the team they played yesterday night, and then today, next time around, you're playing against the likes of Argentina and Croatia, or better Argentina Croatia and Iceland. They played Croatia rather, so they're playing against Argentina and then Iceland. So if you don't take care, Nigeria will be booted out of the competition per what you saw against Iceland.
Yes, yesterday they were playing a 4-4-3 formation. So I'm just wondering how come the balls were not getting to the strikers. I can see that the midfield was not very operational. And then the likes of
John Obi Mikel, they allowed the likes of Modric and also Rakitic to dominate the middle. Kramaric was absolutely phenomenal on the day.
The defensive pair of the Nigerians too, they were not very helpful, and they were not improving that much. So I think that going forward, so far we've not even recorded an African win.
So not to even say an African win. No African side has been able to score a goal for over 270 minutes play, because Egypt played 90 minutes, they failed to score a goal. Morocco also played 90 minutes, they failed to score a goal. And mighty Nigeria, 6 African World Cup appearances. It's very bad and shocking.
It was amazing that we were. But even though they have most of the nicest jersey in the tournament, people were just wishing
they were very fashionable, but
people were just wishing that at least with the nice jersey you go on and then win the game. But yesterday they made the night very, very bad, and then we could not even have a very good night's sleep. It's quite amazing that Nigeria, I just went on for a Nigeria win, and then they lost the match, and then they did not play anything. The match was not flowing, the midfield was just weak, the strikers were not going. And from what you said yesterday, I agree with you that at least you have a striker who has moved on from the English league and then went to a less this league. So we have the likes of Musa in the bench,
Ahmed Musa,
and then we have Kelechi Iheanacho too there.
So they should have started.
They should have started the game, but here we are, so the coach he has some kind of answers to. But to follow up, they need to come back very strongly against the other teams that they will be playing. So I'm just wishing them at least they give us the kind of win. But what we saw yesterday was not quite impressive.
It was nothing to write home about. Now, enough of that, and let's look at defending champions. They'll be taken onto the field for the 19th time onto the field of play for the World Cup. They are making their 19th appearance at the World Cup, and then they are 4-time champions of the World Cup. They are also defending champions of this particular World Cup. So, will they be able to defend their trophy? That's the huge question here. But their first game is against an experienced side cast in the mode of Mexico. Now, William Miracle. Now, this is a German side that have made winning so easy in terms of participation in the World Cup. Their least appearance or their least stretch is getting to the semi-final, and that is quite a phenomenal record for them. They hold that particular record. Now, for the German national team that have been able, or better, the Diamond Shaft, that have been able to win 7 consecutive opening game matches with a record of 20 goals scored. So clearly it tells us in the last 4 opening games, now 8 goals when they played against Saudi Arabia in 2002, 4 goals against Costa Rica, 4 goals also against Australia in 2010. Not forgetting the fact that they trashed Portugal by 4 goals in 2014. Do you foresee any 4 goals being scored against Mexico this time around?
This time around, the World Cup champions, the former World Cup champions, they are here again and to do the job. When you are looking about Germany, the German national team, they seem like they have some kind of a grassroots football that they've developed. So anytime they are in a competition, they are in a tournament, you can see the kind of team that the teamwork that's in. And then I was checking the goal king chap in Europe. It seems like most of their players were known. So it seems like most of the players
they share the goals among themselves.
So they play as a teamwork rather than depending on a particular player on there. So I'm thinking that for the German national team, and it's quite amazing, is that most of the time they do go to the semi-finals, and then for every competition, it seems like they come well prepared, and then they are so far the most disciplined team in there. And then you can see that they've got most of their former players that won the tournament too there. So it's some kind of blend with some kind of experience, and then the new players too in there. So it's for me like they've got the players to do the job for them.
Now they've got the players to do their job for them. You also go back and look at Mexico. In their last 5 opening games, they are yet to taste defeat, 4 wins and a single draw. Now this a wonderful Mexican side who boasts of the likes of Kevin Lozano, a very prolific striker in Europe. And then you also cast your mind back where the likes of Giovanni Dos Santos, who used to play for Barcelona, moved to Tottenham Hotspur, played for Real Sociedad, and then moved to the United States of America, currently playing in the Major League Soccer. Not forgetting his younger brother, Jonathan Dos Santos. Now these are players, or these are components of the team that are capable of conjuring magic on the day. Do you believe that Mexico will be able to do something meaningful on this day against Germany?
They've got the players, and when you look at Rafael Marquez,
yes,
he's played most of the World Cup. So
no, in fact, he's the only surviving player who participated in 2002 World Cup and is still going to play in this year's World Cup. So that's another start attack for you to keep in your record books.
Yes, so for me, I think that Mexico have got it. But when you are playing Germany, Germany,
The narrative changes when you are playing against Germany.
You need to. But Mexico, when you are looking about at their performance so far, they've done very good. And then when you looking about their qualifiers that they played so far, they were very impressive. And then they have the likes of Javier Chicarito, who will be leading the attack, and a very experienced guy. He came to United. We all saw what he did, and then so far he's been very good. So I'm thinking that we will be expecting a very good game. And then for Mexico, I don't think that they can pull a surprise drama, because when you are playing Germany in the World Cup, it's not a friendly. It's not a friendly. This is a World Cup stage, and then they know what is at stake to win the matches. Yes, so and then when you are looking at, they've played almost like 11 matches so far, and then there's only one win for Mexico. So the statistics do not favor them that much. They've won. Germany won them 5, and then they've been 5 draws. So I think that Germany has an upper hand, but football does not follow logic, and then football right now, each and every country have learned the game so much. But for Germany, you can see the kind of players they've got. They are well disciplined, and then when they come, they are aiming for something there. So for most of the time, for their group, they do top their groups and stuff. So for me, the first match, and then Germany for the World Cup favorite and also the defending champions, I think that they mean the job. But when you are also looking about their defensive pair, and then also
John Boateng, Matt Hummels,
and then most of them are coming from injuries, and they've not gotten so much playing time there in Bayern Munich. So I was just wondering, how come someone like Ter Stegen, who has had a very fantastic season in Barca, and you don't put him in there because there is a certain Manuel Neuer who is a very champion. But I think so. I think that the coach Joachim Löw, very experienced, he's been with the team since 2006, and then he's got the experience that he can use against them. So I think that for Germany, they've got the team that they can on a normal day they can win the game.
Now you've jumped from the general and gone to the specifics. Now let's look at some particular players that will be key and influential in the game. You made mention of Manuel Neuer, who is making his first appearance in terms of competitive game for the German national team for a very, very long time. Mind you that he failed to make an appearance in the quite a number of matches that the Germans played in terms of their friendly games, and also not forgetting that qualification, that they played 10 games and they managed to score 43 goals, recorded 10 victories, so it was 100% victory for them in terms of qualifying to the World Cup. Now, the likes of Sami Khedira, Toni Kroos, Mesut Ozil, Julian Draxler, Marco Reus, Timo Werner, they are very excellent players. Manuel Neuer. And then you also look at Jerome Boateng, not forgetting Matt Hummels in the team. Now, with these key players at the disposal of Joachim Löw, now, do you think that they are going to continue on that winning trajectory? Now, this is the 4th time they were meeting against Mexico. Then the first time they defeated them by 6-0 way back in the 1970s. Now, you also make mention of the fact that they played a 2-1 in 1998, where they qualified ahead of them into the quarter-final stage. Then also a 0-0 that was played over there before Germany proceeded to a 4-1 victory. So clearly it tells that Germany have the upper hand over them. Now, do you think that these players will be able to rise to the occasion and deliver the goods? Mesut Ozil has not had a very good season at club level, and he's also having some sort of struggle in terms of with the fans per what he did before the start of the World Cup. There's also Ilkay Gundogan, who is also not that perfectly fit to start the game. Not forgetting Manuel Neuer. So looking at all those elements in the game, will it affect the German national team?
Yeah, when you are looking about the formation, too, both of the teams are playing a 4-2-3-1 formation with one striker in there. But when you are looking about at Draxler, you have Ozil in there, you have Thomas Müller, you have Sami Khedira, like the players you did mention. Most of them have tested win, and then they've won it on the last time. And so when you are talking about those kind of players, they've made their name in Europe, and then they've got the experience to win. But it seems quite amazing that when you have such a good team, you don't have to joke with certain, because most of them are not getting the kind of chance, and then there have been injury concerns. So for me, I was thinking that at least you have very good players on bench that you can bring to change the course of the game. But the coach has been there with them during training, and then he knows the kind of performance they all have, and then what they can do. And then when you are looking about the center, it seems like there's a Bayern Munich kind of this. And then when you go to Europe, the Bayern Munich defense, and then the keeper, to very well known, is one of the best shots stoppers in the world in terms of Manuel Neuer. So I think that Germany, they've assembled a very good team, and they mean business.
Quick one, there is a Thomas Muller who has scored 10 goals in 2 previous World Cups. Do you think that Thomas Muller will have the penchant to get more goals in this year's World Cup before we leave?
He still can make it because, yes, his ability to score, and then he's also quite in the game. But when he gets the chance, he can punish you. He's always at the right place at the right time. And then sometimes people have been wondering, this kind of player, he does not contribute to the team. But yes, he's always at the right place at the right time. And when you give him the chance, and then with his eye too, he can punish you. He's just like an old man in there. But yes, on a very good day, just leave the old man and you see
what he's capable of doing.
So I think that Germans also have a very good team. And also when you come to Mexicans, they also have a very good side with the Carlos Vela and the Chicaritos and the stuff. But I was thinking that with Rafael Marquez, his kind of experience, will be starting ahead of which will blend the kind of a defensive play. But yes, the coach also knows what it's about. And then if his experience, he can be talking to the defensive player to never to concede those kind of things. So we are expecting a very good game, you know, and then we're just hoping that the kind of game that we needed to see, the kind in terms of the flow of the game, we just see in this game.
Okay, so let me run our viewers into the starting lineup over there. Now, for Germany, you have Manuel Peter Neuer in post. There's Plattenhardt, who is also playing as the right back. There's Matt Samuels, Sami Khedira, Julian Draxler, Toni Kroos, cruise control in the game. There is Timo Werner. There's also Mesut Ozil, Thomas Muller, and Jerome Boateng, and Joshua Kimmich playing in this game for the German national team. You go to Mexico, and then you have Guillermo Ochoa, Ayala, Salcedo, Lyon is also in the game, and then Carlos Vela, formerly of Real Sociedad, Hernandez, that's Javier Hernandez, Chicharito, Little P, then Hector Moreno, Herrera, Guardado, who is going to be the captain in the game, and then Evan Lozano, a very prolific striker, not forgetting Gallardo. Now, quickly, let me run you through a couple of comments given as to by our viewers. Now, one of our viewers who says, Kofi Anda says that this Germany win is going to be a complete dominant one and a cool chop for Germany. So that's what he thinks. But someone, Parkway, he thinks something different is going to occur because he said the World Cup is full of surprises. Not forgetting Polish, one of the very good commentators in terms of our show. He says that this match, my problem is the Germany's keeper, Neuer. It should have been a substitute Ter Stegen, but all things being equal, it's going to be a tough game by expecting Germany to win this game. So on that particular score, we need to bounce out of the studio and make sure that we give our viewers the best of analysis in terms of the post-match analysis and also get into the game between Brazil. So later on, we'll come back and give you all the better analysis on that. But Michael Howard said that that's not true. Your analysis isn't right. If you say Nigerian midfield was dominated, they weren't excellent in attack, but their midfield was good in that game. Let's get things straight. Have the basic technical know-how of a particular situation before you put forward your point. So it's against the points made by William Miracle. But that notwithstanding, we'll come back and give you a better explanation why William Miracle said that. So later on, we'll come back and do that for you. So on that particular score, I need to bounce out of the studio and then thank William Miracle once again. Thank you. So in the meantime, in between time, my name is Godwin Niamatego, and like I always say, hasta manana.
This is well for me.
Food day desserts. Food.
They've not given me money. I'm just doing it for them for free. So that next time I'll start from there. The way your waist was going, how I like it. So when you get there, just walk straight.
Since what I say you don't get, say, give me back.
I'll beat you rough.
Officers.
Yes.
Who is officer? Kasop.
You are Kotombre.
Me Kotombre.
Yes, you are Kotombre.
Hey, you are well.
So now you want to fight me?
Go bring squeeze.
Hey, one day I'll beat you. Let me see this thing.
Obey before complain.
Wheat, Indian hand.
Two Papas showing on VNTV every Friday at 2 p.m.
F means first, F means favorite, and F means Focus. If you love sports, then look no further. Come no extra, because Focus Sports will make you addicted to the game. I will be your master cook, serving you a wonderful dose of football, basketball, volleyball, cricket, hockey, mention them. It's live here on VNTV. Focus Sports comes your way this and every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. That notwithstanding, on Monday I'll bring you the super mega special edition of Focus Sports here live from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. bringing you the very latest of headlines making waves in Ghana, Nigeria, West Africa, Africa, and the world in entirety. You can also contribute to the success of the show with your messages via WhatsApp, Instagram, social media handle. Just mention it. It's live here on VNTV. My name is Godwin Niamategu, and I'm the host for Focus Sports. Focus Sports, the powerhouse of sports.